So we have a question here from a 26-year-old professional course student from Kerala. He says, I'm writing to seek your spiritual guidance on some issues I have been facing throughout my life. I have interacted with you on YouTube live streams before, but I thought writing an email would be a better option to share my concerns with you. I have always been a loner from my childhood, which was not by my choice, as I have always felt that I am unable to form connections with people. This has created a barrier for me to form healthy relationships with friends or even my family. There has also been a very strong uneasiness when I travel outside my home and meet new people. There's a very unpleasant sensation inside that makes me feel like a fish that is forced to live in a land instead of sea. I often use meditation as a tool to navigate these feelings, but the harsh reality that I experience on a daily basis makes me question if I'll ever come out of this real life hell. And he says, Hope I'm not bothering you with this rant. I am really looking forward to your views on this problem. So, not at all. You're not at all bothering me, and it's okay. You see, a majority of critical thinkers and sensitive people have been loners. I myself have been a loner. Although I was surrounded by a lot of people throughout my professional journey and my early 20s and 30s. But deep inside, I was introverted and a loner because I would not go to parties, I would not participate in social functions. Now, of course, the society sees this as a lack of confidence, or they see it as social anxiety, and they give it different names because based on conventions it should not be so. Based on conventional thinking, one should be more extroverted and one should be mingling with other people and things of those nature. But I don't see anything wrong with this because being alone is a time when one is able to reflect on their true feelings and emotions. And for some people, it is critical, it is necessary to be in that state. Yes, if something is too troubling, if an emotion is too overwhelming, if there is a situation where you feel completely helpless and you think you need help, then by all means seek help in that situation. But if you feel that you have the confidence and you have the strength to be alone and to navigate your feelings, then there is nothing wrong with it. In fact, that is what meditation is. I have spent many years alone by myself with my thoughts. And those years have been a mix of highs, euphoric highs, and extremely depressive episodes. But slowly, it brought tremendously powerful insights. And to this day, when I need to reflect, I have to be alone. So I go on my terrace, sit in the room upstairs, or walk. Walking helps me better with better thinking. And sometimes some of the most profound insights show up. So I don't see it as something right or wrong. You see, conventionally, this may not be accepted. I mean, your perhaps your family or your friends may think that this is not normal, that you should not be like this, you should be mixing up with people. But I think there are some personalities, there are some people, there are some souls who are born to be like this, who are designed to be like this. And the thing is that with such people, they form very deep, meaningful connections when they actually come out of their shell and start meeting people. And you really get to know a lot when you talk to them, because these people they've gotten to know themselves very well. So when a person who has spent time in solitude, when you sit with such a person and you look into their eyes, you see the wisdom, you see the bliss. While appearance wise, it may seem that this guy is a loner, and worldly they may appear to be a loser. you know a lot of young people who are into spirituality are deemed as loser by the society, because the modern society is all about competition, achieving this, achieving that, this goal, that goal. So if somebody is doing some kind of a self reflection, that is seen as a sign of weakness or as a deficiency, as a psychological um, limitation or ailment, that needs to be corrected. And what I see is that these people, they just say, leave us alone, we just want to be by ourselves. And you see, even sages like Ramana Maharishi spent a lot of time by himself alone in the caves. So, what was he doing in the caves? Now, you cannot meditate all the time. So, a lot of time, I'm sure some sort of self reflection must have been going on. That happens. So, I don't see this as something bad. And I understand your feeling when you say that it makes you feel like you are forced to live in the land instead of the sea. What others think should not matter this much. What you think about yourself, that is more important. So if the awareness is guiding you in this direction, then there is a purpose. Follow whatever the awareness brings to you, follow whatever life brings to you. And slowly these feelings will begin to dissolve, because that sense of emptiness or lack that we experience, it comes about as a result of conditioning. In the society we are conditioned, we are given this blueprint that we have to achieve this by age of this, then we have to do this, get married, have children, have career, have save money for the old age pension, and finally die and leave some inheritance for our children and grandchildren and so on. So if you are of that capacity, if you are designed in this way where you reject the blueprint and the society or the people around you do not accept that, then it is their problem, it is not your problem. Of course, if something feels harmful, as in if your feelings are too overwhelming and you think that you need help, in that case, you certainly can reach out to people for help. But if you're happy by yourself, if you're happy, if you're peaceful in your periods of self contemplation, in your periods of reflection, then what does it matter what others think? Carve your own path, create your own way, walk your own path. The seeker has to walk alone. This is the thing. The spiritual path is very lonely initially. Lonely because there is a seeker with a sense of separate existence. When the seeker reaches the destination, the seeker becomes the destination. And that is when the sense of personal identification dissolves and you become the wholeness that you were seeking. So, in wholeness, there is no possibility for any limitation. The whole can never be incomplete. The whole is whole, it is all there is. Then the loneliness disappears, and what emerges is aloneness, which is bliss. In aloneness, everything is witnessed. Every emotion, every sensation, every thought, every feeling, every desire, every emotion, everything is witnessed the way it is, without any compulsion to control anything, to change anything, to manipulate anything. So, in aloneness, one harbors true relationship with oneself. One develops, one understands their own relationship with themselves. And that is when your relationship with the world also begins to become harmonious. And I stress this point in almost every video of mine, that if you're looking for harmony in your relationship with the world, first and foremost you have to examine your relationship with yourself. Unless you are at peace with yourself, unless you are in good relationship with yourself, that means there is an acceptance of who you are, acceptance of the way God has created you. Not your idea of what you should or should not be, but the way God has created you. Once you accept that, you are at peace with yourself. And when you are at peace with yourself, you will be at peace with others. So, you see, your next point, which is about traveling. Now, I belong to North India. So I had never traveled to South. And a couple of years back, I got to travel to Chennai. That was my first opportunity. So I went to Chennai, then I went to Thiruvannamalai and visited Ramana Maharishi Ashram. And my God, the hospitality that I received from South Indian people was amazing. It was amazing. I was initially hesitant. I was initially a bit anxious because I had never visited South India before, not even one city. So this was my first time in Chennai. So I went to Chennai, then after that I went to Thiruvannamalai. And what I saw in South India was that people still are very true, they live very truly with their culture. They really respect their culture. They respect their language, they respect their culture, their food. It was beautiful to see the simplicity there. There was no pretense. Here in Delhi, New Delhi, especially in this part of Delhi, which is South Delhi, which is considered to be affluent place, I see very few people who can appear as they are. There is always, for most of, I won't say all of them, but in most cases, I see that there is a facade here. People pretend to be happy even if they are unhappy because their ambition is to fit in. Their ambition is to be a part of the group. Not being a part of the group, not being a part of a society somehow creates fear in them. So I guess most of these people do not have the courage to be alone. But in your case, what I feel is that this is happening naturally. Now, it may not feel pleasant at this time, it may feel a bit unpleasant, but If you have faith in life, in the flow of life, the life itself will show you everything. It will guide you to that place of peace and harmony without you trying to do anything. In fact, the more you fight your conditioning, the more you try to adapt and fit to please others, the more miserable you will be. You can achieve the fame, the conventional fame and money and whatever status, whatever you desire by modifying yourself, by pleasing others. But it drills holes in your heart. Deep, deep down, you will know. And that will always keep you restless and unhappy. So follow your nature. Be the way God created you. Whatever change has to happen will happen with the flow of life. Whatever you think you should do, do that. So, if right now these kinds of feelings are coming, know that these may change. At this stage, maybe you do not have that much exposure uh, of the country or of the world as such, but slowly, with age, with time, as you will see more, meet more people, life itself will show you a lot. Life itself will guide you. And then this won't feel like this hell like situation which you're feeling right now. Because hell and heaven are also perspectives of the filtered mind, the limited mind. So I would say that do not worry about this situation because this will dissolve with time. This anxiety of traveling and going to new places. Right now, let things be the way they are, and slowly the solution will come. So I hope I have answered your question.